Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Donnie, aka King Donnie, and you're now tuned in to Donnie's Thoughts. Hey, I just want to say, wait, I'm saying that wrong. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's been supporting me all over the world. I appreciate the love and support. I know I took a hiatus, it was some years, and I might have lost the groove, but just to see people supporting me listening. You know what I mean? I really appreciate that. Like it's nothing but love, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna jump right into it, right? So thanks again everybody for tuning in. But anyway, so I was at work today and I had some free time. Wink wink. And I was thinking, and I'm like, what if there were what if there was no more technology? Like, what if smartphones got destroyed? Like, you woke up, you're walking around with a smartphone, and they're like, hey, the local authorities are like, hey, give me your smartphone. You're in violation of code 667. I almost said it, right? Damn. Well, anyway, shit. I did the 6-7 on accident. Fuck. But anyway, so you're walking down the street and you're in code violation or whatever because you pull out your smartphone and they're like, man, we're banning all of these. You know what I'm saying? They take your smartphone, they throw it on the concrete, and they give you a ticket, like scram, right? So there's no more smartphones across the world. No one has smartphones. I wonder how would people function. Excuse me. I wonder how would people function without a smartphone. That means no more social media. You can't Google anything. Like you can't rely on what's in your hand for information. You either gotta fucking get a book about it, or you gotta ask your elder, or you know what I'm saying, somebody who you feel might know what you're talking about. Can y'all imagine living in a world like that? I wonder would we be close, right? Like a close group of people, you know what I'm saying? Because now we're not relying on a device, we're relying on people to be honest, right? Not to say, I mean, we were living like that at some point, and we still didn't have honest people, you know what I'm saying? But you relied on yourself a little bit more. You know what I mean? You had to hone your skills, right? And I think it would bring like a certain closeness. I mean, this may sound crazy, but I feel like in this day and age, humans aren't human. You know what I mean? Like we're not being humans. I don't know if I said that right, but it's almost like there's no connection here. You know what I mean? Like finding out about uh sex, right? You had that talk, you know what I'm saying, with somebody special. I mean, some stories might vary, but your mom, your dad, or just your mom or just your dad, they would have that talk with you, right? And I know before anyone tries to say not everybody had somebody in their life, if somebody talked to you about that, you know what I'm saying? Each human experience isn't the same, but some of it is the same. You know what I mean? Recipes. People would, if you wanted to know how to cook, you would you would either watch your mom, or your grandma or auntie, that was really good in the kitchen. People would pass down these family recipes, right? And when you know how they say, uh, there was a point in time where men build things, right? And I'm not saying just because you're a man, you gotta be building shit, right? But I will say this: back before we had like this advanced technology, right, we did know how to do things with our hands. You know what I'm saying? Your dad or your uncle, your big cousin or whoever would show you how to change a tire. At least you knew how to do that shit. You know what I mean? Would show you how to you knew your tools. You knew what a flat head screwdriver was. You know what I'm saying? You knew that. You feel me? Or a Phillips. Like your old man would be like, "Hey, hand me that Phillips." You know, this is shit that you learn by being around people, and you also learn how to talk to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you wanted to get a girl's phone number, you had to actually build up some courage and go talk to her. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to verbally talk to her. You couldn't just shoot her a message and then copy and paste and shoot 10 other women. You know what I'm saying? Who probably got 1,000 people doing the same thing. It was just, I feel like it was just different. You know what I mean? It's this thing that I think about where I'm like, man, if I ruled the world, what are some things I would do? You know what I'm saying? And I swear, one of those things would be to get rid of smartphones and social media. But that's like a combo. You know what I'm saying? But I would definitely get rid of that shit. You know what I mean? Because one of the many reasons why I don't like social media, right, is you could be whoever you want on there. You know what I'm saying? When that wasn't around, you really had to be who you said you were. You know what I mean? Like if you was really getting money, you was really getting money, right? I'm not saying you had to be some kind of tough guy or nothing like that. But even then, you really had to be who you said you were. You know, I don't condone gang violence, but I understand how gangs came about. I understand the concept behind it. You know what I'm saying? I may have, you know, uh, participated in some things that I'm ashamed of as a youth. But I want to say this: you could go on social media right now. Somebody could be like, "Oh man, I'm a Vice Lord," or "I'm a GD," or "I'm a BD," or "I'm a Stone," right? And that's where it's at. No, there's no truth to it. But before social media, it was this thing called fl- false flagging, right? I had to slow it down because I'm getting excited. It was this thing called false flagging, right? And you was in violation. You say you from here, a motherfucker gonna go do their research. They gonna be like, oh nah, that motherfucker ain't from here. Now you getting violated because you claiming something that you're not, right? And that's the thing. You got somebody in Nebraska in Chicago business. You got somebody in West Virginia in LA business. All on the internet. You know what I'm saying? All on the World Wide Web, fucking shit up, causing problems, trying to politic with motherfuckers that they never met before. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers is claiming organizations and they never been to the actual land. I'm telling you, without telling you my age, listen, I didn't know shit about New York and how New York people were coming until I went to New York. Until I experienced New York. Man, listen, you couldn't tell me VA was getting it like that back in 96, 97. I go to VA in 98, Virginia Beach to be exact. I end up in Norfolk, Virginia, and they was really getting it out there. would have never knew that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking Virginia, it ain't nothing but like they say Virginia is the place for lovers. You feel me? Never knew. Man, listen, I didn't know how they was getting down in Miami until I went to Miami. I experienced it. You feel me? But now, all you gotta do is open up your phone, right? You don't have to be there, right? Sounds real fucking convenient, but it fucks your head up because you might find something that looks cool, that's appealing to you, right? And unfortunately, most of the appealing shit be negative shit. You feel me? And now you trying to partake in some shit that you have no clue about, right? And man, look, first of all, like I say, I don't condone any illegal shit. You know what I mean? I do understand not everything, but I understand most things, especially when it comes to trying to get your money up. I do understand that, right? When are y'all gonna learn hopping in front of that camera on your phone, downloading shit that you and your homies is doing, ain't doing nothing but putting cases on all y'all. And the thing is, y'all be knowing this shit, right? I ain't the only person that done said, "Hey, you putting all your business on the internet." Do y'all not think the police is watching? Do y'all not like understand that they watching everything, bruh? Y'all be all in the videos with the real fucking guns and shit. Like what sense does that make? I thought the point was, right, you're gonna get money, you're gonna protect the hood, you know what I'm saying? It might be some shit that you gotta do out here because you can't sell drugs without, you know, protecting your money that you make. You know what I'm saying? Shit happens, right? But it's like all that's out the window. You don't even have to have a reason to take somebody's life. Bro, details haven't came out, but over the holiday weekend, I think she was 23 or 25, young lady. I don't know, the whole situation, but it was on the soft side. She gets shot. She was outside walking. Now she could have been walking to the wrong group of people. I don't know. And frankly, that's not an excuse. Man, do y'all realize in the city of Chicago how many young black women have been getting gunned down? Maybe some of them had something to do with the shit, and maybe some didn't. But this shit is getting out of hand. There's no code of ethics. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, if you fuck with these dudes and they real like scumbags and you on some scumbag shit, yeah, it's possible that you might get caught out there just like a dude would. But all of them ain't been like that, man. It's like they just out here just shooting at whoever. You know what I mean? And that's sad. And it's people that look like them. That girl could have been somebody auntie. That girl could have been somebody cousin, sister. I don't know if she had kids, but she could have been somebody's mother. It's like, damn, and nothing, no one has any like thought, no morals or something to be like, yo, that's kind of wild to just be out here just knocking shit down. You know what I mean? But it's fucked up, man. And I believe a heavy influencer on that is social media, aka the smartphones, bruh. I really, if everyone had flip fucking phones and there was no social media, and let's just say, I ain't gonna say I would take Google away, right? But I'm gonna take social media away, right? And just keep your smartphone for that purpose to look shit up. You know what I'm saying? I damn near, and I was a big fan of AI, right? But I feel like I can't put my finger on it, but there's something going on with that shit, and I don't I don't know. Something's not right about that shit. I use it, billions of people use it, but it's something not right. And I just don't know what to call it. But just know I'm telling you, something's not right about that shit. All right. But anyway, I would take that shit away too. I would keep the search engine, so you could Google like how to do this or how to do that, right? I would definitely keep that because that's like a real add-on to your life. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, yeah, I would take a lot of shit away. That's what I mean. So we can start using our minds, right? Go read a fucking book. You know what I'm saying? You want to know about something? Go read a book. God damn it. Um, and I really think the world would be different. I think I'm not saying there wouldn't be any violent crime, but I think violent crime would go down. I really do, and that's just my opinion. If I was king of the world, that would be one of the things that I would take away. You know what I'm saying? And I think we could possibly uh see some improvement throughout the whole world, right? Life would be, I think, a little bit more better. You understand? And something else that I was thinking about, and listen, man, it's about to be 2026. Oh my God, bro. The racism is like ridiculous. It's goddamn ridiculous. Listen, man, I try to push, you know, prosperity, peace, you know what I mean? Shit like that. I want that for everybody. You know what I mean? But we ain't gonna get there, man. Like, you Caucasians, man. All this, like, hate for American black people in general is ridiculous, man. Like, honest to God, bro. If the tables were turned, and I'm not trying to start nothing, but I'm just saying, man, y'all do not understand what it was and what that shit feels like. What was done to us mentally. That's why y'all be on that, oh, you guys should get over it and saying little slick shit. I saw something on YouTube where I forget the white man's name, but him and his co-host was talking about Liberia and how they had a bunch of slaves, right, that they had over here. It was like, okay, boom, y'all not slaves no more. Y'all can go back to Africa. Here's a boat, go to Liberia or whatever. And then they started talking about these the white guys now. They was being real slick. They start saying shit like, oh, yeah, we gave them their own country, and look where it's at today. They, insinuating black people don't know how to run a country, right? They even had one episode where they was talking about South Africa and what happened in South Africa. All the white people got kicked out. They found a piece of land that no one goes to, and it's quote unquote flourishing. But South Africa as a whole is doing horrible because all the white people are they're doing little shit like that. And then when you read the comments, of course it's a million fucking white people in the comments, and some of the slick shit that's being said. You know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous. And I feel like we're never gonna get our fucking power back or whatever the word is if we just keep letting this shit ride. Hey, man, and no, look, I might people might not agree with this, but I just don't believe in holding hands, kumbaya, asking the oppressor to fuck with us. I don't feel like it makes any sense. But I tell you what, we can stop doing. We can stop trying to beg to be in their fucking space. That's what we can stop doing. They don't want us. We don't want them, right? And we can do that peacefully. You know what I'm saying? But they've done so much foul shit that it bothers them. That's why they constantly fucking with us. When we don't fuck with them, they look for ways to fuck with us to try to uh what's the phrase I'm looking for? To try to bring down our quality of life, right? They introduce they listen, they talk about a drug war, wrong drugs. Man, listen, if these motherfuckers didn't want that shit coming in the country, it wouldn't come in the fucking country. They playing in our face. If they wanted the police to stop killing us, they can get that done. But they, in all actuality, don't give a fuck. They're scared. These people are scared of us. They scared of us not counting on them. You see what I'm saying? They want us to depend on them. They want us to be like, well, if they accept, they want that shit. But we don't have to. You understand? Their system, they designed their fucking system. From the moment they designed it, it was against us. You see what I'm saying? We don't need to be in the system. Somehow, some way, we need to figure out how to get out their fucking system, get out what they say is success, and build our own vision of success. Right? Everybody's like the American dream. White people came up with that. Right? Straight up. You know what I'm saying? That was their fucking dream. Our dream could be, hey man, we want to be in love. You know what I'm saying? Eat good. And live in peace. Right? Or it could be some other shit. But the American dream is what the white man came up with. That's their dream. You understand me? Just like it's their religion. Look at all those fucking religions. All of them, right? Uh Christianity, Catholicism or whatever, Baptist, Protestant, all that, that's they shit. So that's they God. You feel me? And hold on, before I go, before everybody starts saying some other shit, yes, I definitely believe in God. So we're not gonna start that rumor. You understand? I believe there is gonna be a time when shit, the world's gonna end, and everyone's gonna have to account for their wrongdoings, right? However that may be. But what I'm saying, uh, the Jehovah Witness started by a white man. Christianity started by a white man. Um, Pentecostal started by a white man. Seventh Day Adventist started by a white man. All these religions started by them. Mormons, them. I'm shocked when I hear about a black Mormon. They don't even like you. Like, it's crazy. But this is the thing, right? All that shit was created for them, by them. And somehow, some way, we got caught up in the system. They had to do a lot of mind manipulation. They had to do a lot of forceful, barbaric shit to us, right? All to get us integrated in their system and to value their system, to value uh, their money scheme. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, their financial system is a fucking scam. And we falling for that shit. Like we've been falling for that shit, you know. And then not only do we got them hating on us, we got people with the same skin color hating on us so fucking severely. You know what I'm saying? This whole diaspora shit is fucking insane. It is insane. Listen, being a Jamaican, you know what I'm saying? I was under the guidelines of, you know, unity amongst people who share the same skin color as me. But that's when I was a little kid, teenager type deal. But in all actuality, it's not. That doesn't exist. I would like it to exist, but it doesn't. You got motherfuckers in Africa, you know, and by the way, do your research. Africa was not always called Africa, just like a lot of those countries over there didn't have those names. Like Nigeria, that was not the name of that country. I just want to throw that out there. There's like a ton of countries over there that were named by the white man. Just want to throw that out there. Um, my thing is back to the diaspora. Instead of listen, if you're from Africa, Jamaica, the Bahamas, these are predominantly black places. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna get to the Caribbean yet. We're gonna get there. But Africa is a predominantly black place. It befuddles me to know, right, however you want to word it, that someone, some people from Europe were able to come over there and mind fuck everybody. Unfucking believable. And what did they get in return? Nothing. And I'm not trying to diss anybody from Africa, but what I'm saying is before you speak on black Americans here, understand the black Americans here fought. They fought and they didn't run. You all, what? Listen, and I might not know everything, but what the fuck did y'all even put up a fucking fight? Right? I know it was places here and there, but overall, Africa is supposed to be the richest continent in the fucking world. But if you look at the infrastructure, and I'm not saying all of Africa, because they have pockets where it looks like a modern city, funded by white people, by the way. Overall, the infrastructure over there is horrible, right? And then you guys try to attack Black Americans' culture over here, right? And I think that's wild as shit. Man, I could go on YouTube. Matter of fact, the other night, I was on YouTube. And this is no disrespect, right? Because it's your culture. I'm not trying to disrespect anyone's culture. But before you go around talking about people's culture, just riddle me this. What do you call, what would be called if you saw any American, black American, white American, whatever, if you saw them recording them taking cow shit, dung, and smearing it all over their floors, saying this is good for the floor with their bare fucking hands? I'm pretty sure you would say that was uncivilized. But I'm not going to say that's uncivilized because this is your culture. So if you want to talk about people not having culture over here, black people not having culture over here, worry about what the fuck y'all doing over there. Simple as that. I'm not passing judgment. Hey, y'all probably been rubbing shit on the floors over there for hundreds of thousands of years. I don't know. But I know in my mind, that doesn't seem like a culture I would want to be a part of. But that's not my business, right? That's y'all business. That's what y'all do. So what's happening over here, obviously, it has nothing to do with y'all. We're different, right? The Black American experience is different from the Congo experience. Not to take any away from it, take anything away from that. It's just different. You see what I'm saying? And it just dawned on me. It makes sense why y'all don't understand why it's different. And this may help you out, right? So over there, if I'm in Nigeria, the law enforcement, the judges, everybody looks like me. So, it might be uh some diabolical shit happening, but it's not based off color. It's based off class. And once again, them other people put that shit in y'all head, right? So anyway, if you gonna fuck somebody over in the judicial system over there, it's gonna be because they ain't have the money, right? Over here, it's not like that. Most of the people that are on law enforcement are white. Most of your judges are white. Do you follow me? So they could be like, excuse me, they could be like, oh, I don't like this motherfucker. Is it another black guy, right? I'm gonna show him. The motherfucker probably ain't even do shit, and he getting booked. You could be driving in your car, minding your business. Speed limit's 45, you're doing 43. You pass a cop who happens to be not black, and then he's like, yo, I'm pulling him over. You see what I'm saying? Y'all haven't had to experience that. You guys, countries in Africa, not all countries, but countries in Africa are super fucking corrupt, right? That's the kind of shit y'all dealing with because the colonizers, and this is another thing, the colonizers aren't even fucking there. How were they able to fuck y'all up in the heads? That's crazy. Like just man, just think about that. They were able to come somewhere and basically trick all y'all, playing y'all faces, and leave, and y'all still up under their thumb. That's wild as shit. So say what you want to say about black Americans, but look at yourself first. Look at your people first. They say when I was younger, people like, oh man, it's more to Africa than the jungle and starving kids and shit like that. Why were they able to even like come up with that assumption? They were listen. This is what I'm trying to say. You got starving people everywhere, right? And I hope God blesses them and they find their way up out that situation. But what I'm saying is, the colonizer left y'all. They left, and they like, man, I'm gonna run that shit from abroad. That's crazy. Like y'all didn't even have the notion to be like, man, who the fuck they think they is? It's crazy. Best example I could give, what that's like some field nigga house nigga shit. Field nigga like, man, man, we listen, we finna come up with a plan and yo, we killing homeboy. You know what I'm saying? We finna get the fuck up out of here. House nigga like, oh no, I like it. I get to wear the old clothes. I get to eat the scraps. You know what I'm saying? Like right away type shit. So I ain't with that. That's what I feel like most of them African countries are like. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they filled with a bunch of house niggas. You know what I'm saying? Uh, House Akata. You feel me? Like, because it's crazy. And then you got, listen, I don't even care, but them goddamn Somalians, bruh, they be, listen, their complexion will be super dark, right? Let's just say that, because you know what I mean. I don't feel comfortable like really dissing them people over there because they could look like me. Now Somalians do look a little different, but at the end of the day, over here, them white folks be like, that's a nigga. It don't matter. If they could still do what they was doing back in the day, they would look at y'all and be like, "Yep, that's a nigga." You know what I mean? Get the rope. They wouldn't even think twice about it. So y'all will be like, y'all not black, and y'all will say nigga, right? Hard with nigger. Yeah, that's how y'all say it. With a hard ER. And it's like you're trolling everybody. But at the end of the day, we know why y'all came to America. Because y'all ain't got shit popping over there. Right? Y'all under Islamic rule and they murdering everything. They still got slaves over there. Right? A few of those countries still got slaves. So y'all come over here and then y'all piggyback on the black folks before y'all that was out there fighting, that was out here, and it's like, you know what? Nah, we need to be a part of this. You know what I mean? How are people from Africa that ain't touched the soil speaking on reparations? What kind of fuck shit is that? What like that shit is many. It's upsetting. You know what I'm saying? There's always gonna be a disconnect. So this is what I propose, right? Black Americans focus on what they got going on over here, and Africans focus on what the fuck they got going on over there. Recognize that there's a difference. Culturally, there's going to be a difference. And that's the problem. You're obviously not, if you want to look like class, like who's the upper echelons, listen, I would rather be in the projects over here instead of the slums over there any day because those are like actual slums. Like there might be some issues over here in the projects, but I guarantee you, you took a family from any one of those countries over there and put them in one of the projects over here. Ah man, they're gonna think they made it, dog. Point blank. Period. They're gonna be like, ah, yeah, this is life. So me saying that is not to offend anybody, right? But you gotta know, you coming over here, you damn near you making it for real. You can't do shit over there. You can't make no money, like for real. Never have I ever heard anybody, any black person in the United States say, I'm gonna move to Africa to better myself financially. Never heard it. And you're never gonna hear it. You know what I mean? Because y'all kicking one group of people out. Now the Chinaman them taking over. So like, what the fuck is that? And look, that's a whole nother show. But I just think that's crazy, and we just all need to be in agreement with, hey, look, y'all African, y'all got y'all shit going on. The Black Americans got they shit going on, and it's sad that I gotta say Black Americans, right? Because there has to be a differential there. You know what I'm saying? And that it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to say before I go, in closing, I don't want anybody to do anything crazy to any ethnicity. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like as a whole, we need to really uh stop wanting to be in their circles because they laughing. They laughing behind our backs, they laughing in our face. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get up out this jam, man. They got us fucked up, man. Listen, all this shit that they telling you the American, that's they dream. When you say you a Baptist, that white man made that. He said, you know what, we gonna call us Baptist, Protestant, whatever the fuck. That's they shit. And they don't even want us in they shit. But they figured this is a good way to control them. I mean, just really sit and think about that. But yeah, man, in closing, I just want to say we got to do better. You know what I'm saying? We can do better. We will do better. You know what I'm saying? I love all y'all. And the blind can't lead the blind. Somebody got to play the dog. And I'm out.